previous class we seen that displacement of image. That means if the object is displaced by x units towards or away from the mirror, then the image also suffers the same distance. And if the mirror is displaced by x units towards or away from the object, then the image is displaced by 2x. But now the topic is about effects of rotation of mirror on reflected ray, which means for a given incident ray, here we are not changing the incident ray, just we are only rotating the plane mirror. If the plane mirror is rotated, with an angle theta, here the incident ray is common, just we are rotating the plane mirror with a certain angle. Let's say that the angle is theta, the plane mirror is rotated with an angle theta, then reflected ray is rotates with an angle 2 theta. Example for this is, if mirror is rotated with an angle 30 degrees for a given incident ray, then reflected ray rotates with an angle according to the formula 2 theta. So 2 into 30, that is equal to 60 degrees. So for a given incident ray, if the mirror is rotated with 30 degrees, then reflected ray rotates with 60 degrees. Clear? Let's say examples. If an object is displaced, 5 centimeters away from mirror, right? Then image displaced by, so according to the displacement of image, first statement, if the object is displaced by x units away or towards the mirror, then the image is displaced by the same displacement with opposite direction. So here also the image is also displaced by 5 centimeters. That means it is the object, actual position of the object. But according to the question, the object is displaced 5 centimeters away from the mirror. So 5 centimeters, that means from here to here, it is the final point. Away from the mirror, that means towards left hand side. Clear? Then the image is displaced by same 5 centimeters. Same 5 centimeters, but in opposite direction. That means towards the right hand side. Clear? Second example. If the mirror is displaced by a distance, so it is the object and it is the position of the mirror. So from this, the image is displaced up to here, right? If the image is displaced 2 centimeters away from object, then image displaced is, so according to the second statement, if the mirror is displaced by x units, then the image is also displaced by 2x units. So it is displaced, image displaced is, so the mirror is displaced how much distance? 2 centimeters from the object. From the object, the mirror is displaced by 2 centimeters, right? Then the image is displaced by 4 centimeters. That means 2x. 2x is equal to 2 into 2. That is equal to 4 centimeters away from the object. Clear? And effect of rotation. The mirror is rotated with 12 degrees. Then reflected ray, RR means reflected ray. Then reflected ray is rotates with dash. Formula is 2 theta. So that is equal to 2 into theta is 12 degrees. 12, that is equal to 24 degrees. If mirror is rotated with 12 degrees, then the reflected ray is rotated with 24 degrees. In this way we can do these problems based upon this. Now it is about mirrors placed at an angle. So these are the two mirrors. These two mirrors are placed at an angle theta, and it is the object. To this object, the corresponding images are formed on these mirrors. So the number of images formed on these mirrors, that is depending upon the angle with these two mirrors placed. So the number of images formed by two plane mirrors depends upon the angle with which these two plane mirrors placed. So the number of images formed, we have the formula n is equal to 2 pi by theta minus 1, right? So that means 2 pi by theta is nothing but 360 by theta minus 1. N is equal to, and we can say that if 2 pi by theta is even, we have to apply this formula, and n is equal to 360 by theta. Here, if 2 pi by theta is odd, so if 360 by theta is, 2 pi by theta is nothing but 360 by theta. If 360 by theta is odd, we have to apply this formula. If 2 pi by theta minus 1, if 2 pi by theta is even, we have to apply this formula. Right? So generally, simply remember, n is equal to 2 pi by theta minus 1. That means 360 by theta minus 1. Clear? Later we can see the problem based upon this. Next, use of plane mirror. We can use the plane mirrors in so many ways. So plane mirrors are used for looking glasses. Looking glasses. It is used by opticians. Opticians are nothing but the persons who checks that whether we have the sight or not. Right? Third one. These plane mirrors are used for providing false dimensions in some shops. Like it is used in shops, which means in jewelry shops, in street shops, the persons use plane mirrors. And these plane mirrors are used as a reflectors for cooking. For cooking, these plane mirrors are used as reflectors, and these plane mirrors are also used in making kaleidoscopes, periscopes, etc. So these are some of the advantages of plane mirrors. Next, let's see how the periscope will be. So it looks like the Z shape, or you can design it in any shapes. Right? So it has two ends which are open. And we have to place this plane mirrors at this position with 45 degrees. It has the reflecting surface. Outside is the reflecting surface. For suppose these periscopes are used by army people, and these are also used in submarines. So by hiding at some places, we can see the outside surface, what is happening, right? So for suppose here there is a tree or some objects are there, and you can see this object by using this periscope by looking from this side. So this periscope works on the principle of total internal reflection. So let's see how it works. So whenever the light rays from the object enters to the open place of the periscope and falls on that first mirror, the mirror is placed at 45 degrees, so that the light rays which falls on the mirror gets reflected in this direction. And again here also it is a plane mirror which is placed at 45 degrees. So the light rays from the first plane mirror falls on the second plane mirror, and second plane mirror reflects that reflected rays in this direction. So you are here and you are observing from this position, so that you can see this object clearly, right? So in this way you can see the objects by hiding at some places. Let's do some problems based upon this. First problem, if angle of incidence is equal to 30 degrees, find out angle of reflection, angle of glancing and deviation angles, right? So A, angle of reflection is equal to, by laws of reflection, angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection, so that is equal to 30 degrees. Second one, angle of glancing, so by that, which is equal to 90 minus I or 90 minus R. So 90 minus the value of I is 30, so glancing angle is equal to 60 degrees. C, angle of deviation is equal to, we have the formula for angle of deviation. Angle of deviation D is equal to 180 minus 2I or 180 minus 2I. So that is equal to 180 minus 2 into I value is 30. So 2 into 30, 60. So 180 minus 60, that is equal to 120 degrees. Right? Second problem. If angle of glancing is double that angle of incidence, then angle of deviation is equal to how much? That is the question. So the question is, angle of glancing is double the angle of incident. Here. So then we have the formula. Angle of deviation is equal to formula 180 minus 2I. So that applies, angle of deviation is equal to 180 minus, according to the statement, angle of glancing is double the angle of incidence. So it is the angle of incidence and it is doubled. So instead of 2I, we can write the angle of G. So angle of deviation is equal to 180 minus G when the case is angle of G is double the angle of incidence. Next question, if the angle between incident ray and reflected ray, the angle between incident ray and reflected ray is 80 degrees, then add what is the angle of incidence and angle of glancing, right? So he gives that angle of incidence plus, incident ray plus reflected ray angle is 80 degrees, right? Instead of R, I can write I plus I is equal to 80. So that implies 2I is equal to 80. I need only I. That implies I is equal to 80 by 2. That is equal to 40 degrees. Clear? If I is equal to 40 degrees, then G is equal to 90 minus 40. That is equal to 50 degrees. So I is equal to 40, so R is equal to 40. 40 plus 40, 80. So angle of incidence is equal to 40, then angle of glance is equal to 50. Then what is the angle of deviation? Angle of deviation is equal to 180 minus 2i. So 180 minus 2i, 2 into I, 40. 2 into 40, 80. So that is equal to angle of deviation is 100 degrees. Next, if the angle between two plane mirrors is okay, let's say 60 degrees, then number of images formed n is equal to, so n is equal to formula we have n is equal to 360 by theta minus 1. That implies n is equal to 360 by theta value is 60 minus 1, 6 1, so 6 6 so 6 minus 1, that is equal to 5 images formed. For given theta is equal to 60, the number of images formed are 5. Next problem, last problem. If n is equal to 7, find the angle between the two plane mirrors. So same formula, n is equal to 360 by theta minus 1. So in the previous problem he gave the theta value, but in this problem he gave the n value. So 7 is equal to 360 by theta minus 1. Set this minus 1 to left hand side. 7 plus 1 is equal to 360 by theta. So 8 is equal to 360 by theta. Then implies we need theta. Theta is equal to 360 by 8. So cancel this. 4 2s, 4 90s, 2 1s, 2 45s. So theta is equal to 45. If theta is equal to 45, then the number of images formed is 7. Right? So in this way we can do the problem.